The journey to understand Mark Passio continues because he's coming back for another season. I don't know how long he has been around, and probably that is the problem. But let's jump in and dissect this whole video and see what we find, if we find anything at all. I've actually lost the evaluation potentially. Okay, I still have it. It's 200. But now the evaluations are actually more strict. So I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Now I use this button. Now, I understand this is actually a more mature audience, I would imagine. But the question is, what do you get from this type of content? Are we gonna get value, or are we just gonna waste our time? Time is very precious when you're mature, because holy shit, like, life doesn't stay still, and you have collected experience that keeps on triggering in your brain all over the place. And if you just allow yourself to sit still and listen to one dude for 3 hours, I don't think your life is going to be much better than that. You know, you better off watching porn, actually.
And being present in fullness of your consciousness.
Sometimes, maybe don't dedicate yourself too much, unfortunately. It is a question, like, is his material actually valuable, or does he just take your dedication and insult you over and over again, call you a dummy over and over again? Almost without exception, you know. And that's what used to be happening on his channel. But the last season, he put a lot of guests to, like, clog up the time so he doesn't have to talk. It was a very weird one. Last year was very weird, where he just allows other people to talk and take up space. Now he's back to, like, 3 hours. Like, what is this? Why are we just going all the way back? As if no progress has been made. See, the best way to identify progress is to question, have anything changed? Have he tried to change his content in any way? Or he just sits there in the same exact way. Just more flowers, guys. Actually, just green leaf. It doesn't even look good. It's just like he looks like in a jungle. But congratulations. I hope that has a cool backstory. Or he just moved to a different location and it happens to be this way, you know? Or he likes the decoration and he sits next to a window. Like, that seems pretty cramped, I'm not gonna lie. This is like tight space now. So I've made now in conclusion 4 episodes going through it. People are actually surprised that I go 1 hour length for some reason, when Mark Passio just goes all the way fucking 3 hours. At some point you hit bedrock, you hit the bottom layer of morality, and there's nothing to dig. But Mark Passio keeps on trying to dig deeper and finds more and more powerful ideas that would trigger more and more people. But the only thing that's going on is that he triggers people successfully, and he's probably now tripping on his own ideas, but no progress is being made. Nothing changes, and maybe he's just degenerating like everyone else, you know. Also, his favorite phrase to say, that the world is only getting worse and not better, that people are not learning anything at all. And technically that's true for the past, like, 16 years, because we act like absolute consumers and nothing else. We act like people who don't know how to socialize or communicate. We just know how to consume and be assholes. That's all we do to each other. But, you know, it benefits some people who have a lot of resources to burn, who want to be assholes and who spread those diseases for the last 16 years, my friends. That's how it feels like. But it's all periodic thing. Like, it's gonna shift back to normal, And now we are in the year of Purge, 2024. The Purge. What does the Purge mean? Purge means that we suddenly shifted to a completely different way of life. We have to be helpful to each other. We have to learn how to communicate almost by force. And if we don't fucking do that, you're gonna get purged. You're gonna get your country purged. It is gonna be your fault. You will be very guilty of that, and you will have to give things away for free just to mitigate the damage that you have done by not communicating properly, by being a little bitch. But you found this video, so you sort of know what to do. Just not be an asshole and not consume my content for free. It's not supposed to happen this way, alright guys? The rules are set. For me. I don't say be as offended as you want, because that fucking sucks, alright? I don't want to spread the disease of being an asshole. You know, I'm not an asshole, I'm trying to stay positive. I don't like Mark Passio though, but I do like reviewing it. You know, it's very interesting when you put a layer on someone. Because you completed this one, so I don't like it anymore. It's baby game to listen to some dude talking for 3 hours. For me, it's a baby game. So now I review. I check every now and then of what he's up to and express that shit out loud because I have completed something. A lot of people just want to say, oh, just look at other YouTubers or play other games or do other things now that you completed this one thing. And it's like, well, I will try and make more progress on that skill that I have acquired. If I'm a builder, I'm not going to just switch jobs whenever I'm bored of building. I'm going to try to make the building harder and more challenging and more varied, or just employ other people to do it for me. Anyways, Mark Passio almost hitting 2,000 points, which is, I mean, crazy for him, I guess. I want to throw you guys an idea, the most recent one. I'm really wondering, will comments on a video actually boost the video performance or just doesn't do anything? Because that shit matters. Comments probably matter more than views. Audience engagement matters more than, you know, that they clicked on a video and potentially watched it. But like if they're typing a comment, they're literally engaging with the comment. I mean, with the video. They literally care. And that's pretty fucking crazy. I don't know. I don't know if YouTube does anything about it, because I don't have information about it. I probably would have to make a like big scale test if comments actually change anything by asking people to comment by force.
The freedom movement is
Yeah, we're always losing, guys. And no one ever makes progress. See, the thing is, all the progress is localized. So you have to be winning. Just you, and then all of a sudden your friend's gonna be winning if they connect with you. But most importantly, it's all about you. You have to be actually selfish and narcissistic. The moment you reach the moral peak, right? So to say that we're losing, he's trying to refer to everyone, but like everyone is losing on purpose. That's just the vibe of the earth. Like everyone's burning resources and nobody cares. Nobody cares enough to actually stop the progress of destruction and consumerism. You know, like it's just a normal thing. But he can make it that you're scared of the normal wave of the earth, so to speak. Because he didn't fucking dig deep enough, apparently, or enough, maybe not deep enough, but like enough to even understand the cycles of how life works.
freedom movement itself, and why I tend to go in on them at times regarding.
No, there's no good explanation for why I have to go hard on people. You don't have to. You don't have to try to jump on people and actually, like, shake them up. I can shake my family members. I can shake close people close to me who think they're close, but they don't put any effort to be actually close, to actually help me in any way. I can shake those people up and remind them that I don't like them, that they're useless to me. And whenever I have a chance, I'll just remove them from my life. But this, he's just running around like a crazy person, mentally running around and just like triggering as many people as possible to be upset about him. And all of a sudden he knows that he somehow is gonna domesticate those idiots. But you don't need that. You don't need idiots in the first place. You need the smart people. You need to build a proper filter for your content. I don't know, bro. Is he still playing by old rules and trying to grab for as much popularity as possible? I have no idea, but it looks old to me by this point.
Because the overhead.
Yeah, so algorithm matters, your watch time matters for this video. If you want to actually help out, likes and dislikes don't fucking do shit. You have to actually watch the video. And I'm not sure again about the comments. But the consequences of this switch being turned on and off is like ridiculous. And it could actually prove that YouTube authorities are delusional as well as the dude who's deep into this shit. If there's no variety of content, you're not gonna grow your brain cells. You're just gonna be stuck in the bottomless pit of like morality and stuff. But the only way to get people's attention is to attack them, basically. So it's kind of fucking boring. Like, this whole shit is boring. But let's see if he has evolved in some kind of secret way that I cannot detect, besides the green stuff in the background. Like, he changed his background. Congratulations, guys. I'm so proud of him.
Worknetwork.com.
See, it's another mystery, right? Like, he is promoting this thing, he's building this thing, but he himself is not changing. So we just don't know what's going on by merely subscribing to this channel. Also, it's like, well, if it's not convenient, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna type in the website and try to fucking dig in, try to find some scraps. Like, you wasting 3 hours of my life and you want me to also research? You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. I try to make everything convenient of like, well, I'm gonna talk about this for 1 hour, we do the thing, wrap it up, bam. You don't even have to click it because you might not want to talk about the particular thing. It's not that fucking difficult, but he doesn't even have a title of the show. Who fucking cares about this guy? Like, this is insane.
As far as my...
So obviously this is filled with ads, to say the least. A lot of ads. Lots of ads. Still more ads. And probably this is also an ads of him promoting his old content and not actually transitioning fast enough. 30 minutes of ads is pretty fucking weird on YouTube, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty fucking weird. In a podcast, maybe it's somewhat acceptable at the start of the video. I mean, I'll take it. I'll just skip the whole thing because we don't need that shit. But it's still bizarre as hell to just be comfortable with by shoving 30 minutes of ads. So we just released a little bit of air. That's cool. Let's try again.
But I never...
See, like, how can he do the show if the start of the show is like so fucking boring? You lose motivation into watching the rest of the video in the first place. Especially if you're a new user, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Technically, you are encouraged to explore, but come on, man, this is not the good way to go.
Integrated. It is largely unknown still by most people.
Great. Hopefully it's valuable for your community. Congratulations. I don't want to be a part of it. Probably. Because it looks fucking boring. But, hey, If people still don't know something, you might be ahead of them, right? I don't even know what he's talking about, by the way.
Tell you today.
Unholy feminine. Of course it's not received, because who the fuck knows what this is all about even? I don't even understand the topic. Alright, so, recap, okay, because we probably just forgot. There's no meme about it, and I don't want to remind myself of this, whatever this is. Alright, I've seen it, and I don't remember any of this, to be honest. But let's see if he's gonna recap and let me appreciate his work.
Researched, and much of the
Oh my god, he researched and put so much work into it. I mean, we have to, like, appreciate his work, guys. It's another ad. I told you guys.
I feel is so important that it can turn the tide and heal wounds.
But does not deserve a good name for it that I would be able to understand. Like, unholy feminine? I don't know. The dark side of females? New feminism. I guess another word for it. Epigenetics, eugenics, agenda. Like, these are very complicated terms. Revisited too. Wow. So is this what we're gonna be watching right now, or next time? No, this is what we're up for. All right. So it's not an ad. It's an actual introduction, sprinkled with a lot of frustration. Okay. Revisited, yeah, like, okay, let's see what happens. I'm very intrigued, actually. Now, this is, like, as stupid as it gets. So let's see if he can turn things around by revisiting. Because I'm revisiting Mark Passio right now, too.
The freedom community.
There are so many gaps in freedom community. Let me tell you what freedom is. When you go to jail, ask for freedom. And freedom looks like this. A piece of paper and a pen. In jail, you have infinite freedom with these two items. You might not have internet, you might not have many things, but piece of paper and a pen is the freedom. And this is what you have to fight for. In jail, you can fight for freedom to do whatever you want. It has infinite possibilities. Chess does not have infinite possibilities. A card game does not have infinite possibilities. Even conversations can lead into dead ends, but a piece of paper can unleash your creativity as long as you use it better and better each time. All right? And as long as you appreciate the resource that you have, that you get. They give you knockoff pieces of paper and pencil because they kind of know. They kind of know that this is a liberating thing. They don't want to give that shit to you in prison, bro. They give you knockoffs, man. You have to ask for the real shit. You have to demand that shit. You have to fight for it. Especially if you don't have relatives to help you in that Hunger Games scenario. This is what you fight for. This is all you need to know about freedom, my friends. From this point, you can figure out for yourselves, how does it translate into the real world? Where is the canvas and where's the piece of paper in the real world? Are you being creative in the real world? Can you find your freedoms and actually exercise? Or are you like Mark Passio sitting down and fucking waping for 3 hours, bro, about some bullshit that nobody wants to learn, apparently. So let's keep it going, boys. I've taught freedom. I've created freedom community easily with one principle. Again, maybe the adults know what they're doing, and I fucking hate that. The adult game, the super mature idea is that to be bad is be bad. Someone else will fix it. You know, someone else was going to be smart enough to just figure it out and crush the competition, which is you, the old and tired and adult who doesn't want to play nice, just wants to be fucking ugly and nasty and annoying. That's the adult game that these people play sometimes. So you never know when you're being played to improve yourself, or Mark Passio is genuinely fucking annoying as hell and doesn't respect people. Who knows, right? It's hard to tell. But, you know, I have high hopes. So I give him the benefit of, you're trying to fool me, and I'll take that. I'll take that, bro. I respect effort. I respect effort that my mom gives to me, right? We're still together because there's nowhere to go. But my mom has degenerated into the point where I have to take care of her now. It's a different dynamic. Degenerated very quickly, guys. I have to try and push her to do things and consider her own demons, or insecurities and flaws and all that shit that made her this way. Because you don't have to play the adult game that much with people unless you have been broken and you don't want to acknowledge your brokenness. You're just moving forward. Whatever happens, someone's gonna fix it all. You're hoping, basically, in the end. You're putting a lot of hopes and dreams into someone else's hands. But you still have to be fixed. You still have to be, like, freed up into doing whatever you're supposed to be doing, like enjoying life, right? And potentially not having a relationship with me. Potentially I have to break up with Mark Passio in order to, you know, free him properly. But as long as he's making new seasons, I have to check up on him as if he's a mentally ill person, you know, or just a content creator. It's very hard to tell, guys. Very hard to tell. You gotta respect the fact that he's successful with this thing, so this the way it looks, it seems successful, right? So I'm a little bit jelly. I don't know. If someone gets success, that means there's less for everyone else. Apparently, I did something wrong. Am I right? Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that point where I'm competing for a lot more than just scraps. I've barely reached 200 subscribers. I was at 100 2 years ago. I doubled my subscribers, which is, for me, pretty cool. I'll take that. I've learned in this process, as weird as it is, as laughable as it is for a lot of people, but they use shady tactics to get subscribers, shady tactics to get attention, and they don't even use the subscribers, the community that they have. That there's no use to it. They can't properly manage it. Mark Passio has created something, but I don't know where to click to use that something, to use the material of his community. Like, his communities has to create material better than this, clearly. 3 hours of nothing that I don't even want to watch. Like, his community can do a much better job than he himself alone. That's how you do things. That's how you build communities. You have to improve your content, or at least create a separate thing that's better than your content. But then you have to face the consequence of people don't want to watch your content anymore. Either way. And guess what? There's a lot of people on the internet. There's a lot of content to watch and choose from. So unfortunately, he's running out of time. He's not impressing me fast enough with his unholy feminine bullshit, whatever that's going to be.
Into this presentation.
For me to transition into presentation, I need to pick up a game to play. Because goddammit, this is also pretty boring. Yes, I have to be one of those guys who needs Minecraft on the side to be able to enjoy whatever's going on and pretend that I'm playing Minecraft, but I actually play a card game, so it's my jam.
And how this is really an epidysgenics agenda, not to create better characteristics for human beings, but far worse ones, and ones that...
Yeah, because genetics is a very interesting thing to do. Well, I call people degenerates. They generate themselves in a different direction. They want to know what it's like to be a dog or a cow or a rabbit. You know, they want to be farm animals and losers like that. So there's better words for all of this. This is, again, decrepit man trying to like communicate with you, unfortunately. I'm not picking up what he's putting down. I know feminism, but the moment you put Neo next to it, I'm in a whole nother matrix.
That make us weaker as a species. So really put your thinking caps on, folks.
What is the fucking thinking cap? There's a device that help us think, and it's a cap? Man, bro, like, we're living in some weird reality over here. Like, you really have to think of what the fuck are you talking about? Because otherwise, it's just cringe. It's just like I'm cringing for like 3 whole minutes so far. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Will we make it to the end of this video?
A few weeks that are to follow. Again, maybe I'll do this in a month, maybe it'll be 2 months. But however long it takes, it's going to take.
The better the idea, the easier it is to actually deliver the message. If it takes two months to deliver something, man, I don't want to participate, but I definitely want to fucking laugh at you trying to do your first episode that's going to go off into the infinity, apparently. God damn it, bro. I'm not excited to be a part of this. Holy shit.
And
See, I told you guys, the pen and paper thing that is a mind-blowing revelation for most people. I told you that thing in 5 minutes. So I don't know what the fuck he has up his ass, but I don't really care. You know, I'm not really impressed that you have to extend this to hours and hours.
freedom works as the aggregate.
That is true. If you are immoral, everything you do is a mistake, technically. Now, but effort matters, and it's very difficult to be immoral, and you're going to be called out in the society. In societal terms, you're going to get canceled, so to speak. So we have already a self-correcting thing, but there's some geniuses who think they can get away with some high-level immoral things, like twisted and difficult to figure out immoral things. And we're gonna figure that shit out. I try to, keep up with the people trying to do very weird stuff. And the weirdest stuff right now, currently, so yeah, Mark Passio gets points of approval here. But the weirdest thing going on, the weirdest drama of 2024 are, well, influencers and different type of influencers going after other influencers, so basically vicious influencers. I'm not vicious against Mark Passio. He can do his thing if he wants. I don't care. I started with dramatic introduction of like, this is the worst YouTuber I followed. And it's not that bad, so of course. I'm almost praising myself in that sense. And it's the worst because like you probably don't need this sort of influencer in your life. I need it, but like, I don't know. I feel weird about it. So that's that. And then there's anticipation crisis going on. People waiting for things to happen when they can actually do their own things. They can get the things they want right now. It's available for them. You waiting, you're only going to get lower quality solutions to your problems. You can get to your solutions right now for almost anything you can imagine.
The result?
So he's almost like talking to future generation, and he's going to be like perplexed of like, hey, wait, oh, you guys now doing the thing that I wanted you guys to do. And then he's going to shut the fuck up, probably for the rest of his life, knowing that we have transitioned into less of a society-based system and more of a community-based system. Yes, communism from socialism. That's what it is. And a lot of people get triggered. They say, communism has never worked. Whatever that was, either it was broken communism or it wasn't communism, because you build things out of simple principles of, like, if you want a computer, it's made out of ones and zeros. It's not that complicated in the end. You just have to know how to switch ones and zeros together and how to program things together. It gets complicated, and when it doesn't work, you just say, like, oh, it's the communism is represented by this computer that doesn't work, so communism doesn't work. No, computer is representing ones and zeros. It's the computer that doesn't work, but ones and zeros, they do make up for whatever you fucking desire, basically, in the universe. As long as you can cluster all that information and organize it properly. That shit works. We have already proven that that shit works, and we can prove many other things that they actually work. I'm just saying, it's not actually important rant, but people have bitter feelings towards just simple ideas that are working all over the place. Community is just a thing. It's just a simple definition, and communism is just a system of that. In fact, this guy technically is communist. And again, like, just the word makes you feel bad, but just because the word makes you feel bad, that doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean you can criticize it. Doesn't mean you're going to succeed in criticizing the word. It just makes you feel weird, right? Just like flat earth makes Mark Passio feel very weird. And then he flips upside down and inside out, searching for his balls, apparently. Well, good luck with that.
The behaviors.
I call him a personality type. I don't call him communist. I call him anarchist. That's a personality type, my friends. Just like psychopath, sociopath, or narcissist. He's an anarchist. He's a person who wants to create chaos, and then we're going to get order out of chaos. You know, he wants to destroy things, and then we're going to get order naturally, you know. Well, why not just not destroy things, just improve things until you get the wanted results for yourself? At least for yourself. You have to be a little bit selfish to not be an anarchist. That's it. If you're just looking at a big picture, the world is always going to look the same fucking way. The biggest picture you can look at is just everything. You can focus on everything as a whole. But, like, how do you disprove that technology is improving? How do you disprove that the newer generations are kind of smarter? They have to do less things to achieve more. How do you disprove that shit? When you just focus on morality, you don't actually see morality because people don't care about this stuff. It's not like that relevant. It's not a groundbreaking moment of, like, well, we don't harm each other and that's it, right? Like, that morality fixed. We figured it out, and we call out people who do a lot of harm and do make people uncomfortable and make unfair moves against each other. But now, you know, things are getting twisted up. Drama is complicated. And you have to spend a lot of time dissecting drama. I have a special channel I've made as Toilet Theory. I'm not sure where it's going, but this is drama filled channel going to be. I am kind of like moving my channel into this. 1 second. Into this location. Because I'm probably going to spit a lot of fire in here. Probably my content is going to evolve into something else entirely, and I just have to give it some space and see what happens. Build a toilet for myself. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. Just more shit, am I right? See, that's what he's doing. Like, he's focusing on too big of a picture. He's focusing on the entire world. Nothing new under the sun. What the fuck you mean? By the way, there's always new things under the sun if you're focusing on Earth. So you're already delusioning everything. You can say nothing new in terms of morality. You can't find new things when you're talking about morality. It's very difficult to find new things. But you have many ways to express morality. and many ways to create drama that, like, how do you untwist it? Whose side are you on and who's wrong, right? You have to make discussions out of that. But this is just a wrong statement, apparently. When you think about it, when you put enough brain cells, it just fucking falls apart. What do you mean nothing new under the sun? What, just space? Are you talking about that? What are you talking about, bro? It's fucking bullshit. Nothing new that God doesn't know, you can say that. That God experienced everything and there's nothing new. That you can do nothing new. But that's like depressing and stupid. Like, what the fuck, man? Let's just not focus on this big of a picture where nothing new can actually possibly happen, bro. Pisses me off, man.
Folks, is that you have people who are asinine nitpickers.
I mean, he's trying really hard with those insults to invent the new and improved. I think that's the only thing that improved under the sun are the insults.
I'm dismissing this as just a person who regurgitates things. And I've openly told you, you're not going to be seeing any brand new information. This is knowledge of the truth. It has existed for all time, will continue to exist long after we...
Because that's not the matter of the problem. It's not the knowledge that has to be new. Like, you handling diamonds, basically. You getting them from the ground. But diamonds always, like, very difficult to get. And then they're in random places. You have to try different strategies to see what works. You have to change in order to get the diamonds. Yes, I know the diamonds don't fucking change. But to get the diamonds, you have to wiggle yourself like a fucking maniac. And change your content as many times as humanly possible. To find the gems. To find what works. And I don't think he knows what works. He just hopes that this is how you do things. But if there is new things under the sun, you have to do it differently to get the same knowledge. Yes, the knowledge doesn't change, but the way you extract knowledge has to improve, has to change, unfortunately. So you don't have to fucking give me that bullshit, you know? Like, I don't like how you present this knowledge, so I have to now add in my own work. I have to put my own effort to negate all of his fucking garbage and look at how pathetic his mining business actually is. The knowledge mining business, where the only thing I get is just getting triggered. Congratulations. I would rather watch TikTok. Like, literally. You would get much more value out of TikTok right now than watching this fucking idiot who doesn't know how to improve fast enough to be able to compete against TikTok. Because TikTok actually gives you knowledge for free. They not even get paid. The influencers are not even getting paid. And that's what makes the TikTok even better. Because you know these people are giving you things completely for free. There's no benefits for that. Unless they do a brand deal. That's the only way out of them. But they will look like they are selling their souls immediately when they do this stuff. It's amazing, bro. But this guy just sits there and is like, well, there's nothing new, so I don't have to do anything new. And let's fucking go, baby.
Hundreds of millennia. It means we've been enslaved, we're enslaved now.
Yeah, and then you wonder why there's people like Sanity Machine who says that, oh, we're just stuck, we're just enslaved forever, we're stuck in this earth, and there's nothing we can do, guys. Yeah, like, there's always going to be people who just give up on, like, well, I guess you said something negative, might as well give up on everything. Like, fucking hell, man. So even the introduction part, like, cringes me to hell, even though he does that many times. He says nothing new under the sun and explains what it is, and I'm like, shit. Yes, leave now from this segment is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna skip because we're offended.
As the presenter, that's one of the most difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult to fucking do that when you spit insults over and over again. Hopefully you have changed. Hopefully you have improved. Hopefully asinine nitpicker is just a very interesting word to say. I would like that, yeah. If people looked at me not as a stranger who doesn't have enough subscribers, but would would care about the information I'm trying to deliver, of course. Everyone would like that, you know, not to be judged. But fuck it. Who cares? Like, why do you care? Why do you care if you're gonna be judged anyways? So what's the point? Right? You're trying to, like, make people focus. I guess that's cool, you know. Please don't focus on me, but on the information. Moving on, all right? Moving on.
Cody?
Oh, watch the whole thing. The whole thing is like 3 parts or 4 parts. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, the whole thing. Holy shit, there's some rules up in here. Up in that ass. But I still want to, like, listen to the whole thing. What else am I supposed to learn here?
How you are going to receive or reject the information based on feelings. Okay? Feelings cannot come to accurate conclusions regarding information.
And that's the same thing as saying ones and zeros cannot accurately go to become the computer operating system. Well, if you have enough ones and zeros, then you can. But yes, you have to have layers, different layers of, like, actual programming and telling those ones and zeros what to do and how to dance, basically. You have to have logic. So this is sensible and understandable stuff. Feelings is just like whatever happens, like randomizing ones and zeros in your system is not gonna come to the right conclusion. You're not gonna write poetry by just randomizing things. Computers figured out how to write poetry now. Like, we have AI, right? They figure out because they look at all the patterns across the internet. There's a lot of poems that you can scrape from and analyze the patterns. You just try to repeat the patterns. And hopefully it works for you, because it's still going to be void of, like, any... it's going to be rough around the edges, to say the least. All right? Everything AI generated. Even if it's, like, pretty high quality, which now it is. But it depends on, like, how much people care. The only fucking AI generated thing that's going to be high quality is, like, fucking porn. Yeah. Or hot things. Hot babes. That's the only thing that's going to be high quality. Trust me, guys.
But
Yes, also intuition matters, and now using this, we can figure out what intuition actually is. So you have a randomizing feelings field, right? And intuition is something that picks up of, like, oh, this pattern is pretty cool, this pattern is pretty cool. You zoom in and you get insights from that, right? So you randomize a bunch of feelings and then you get insights from highlighting certain things that seem more important than the others. That's intuition, my friends. And this is very powerful stuff somehow. Because, like, you see interesting things in the world, which is up here. This picture for me is interesting. For you guys, it means absolutely nothing. But for me, it's like, what just happened? What just happened in that picture, bro? It's a weird collaboration that I don't understand how this happened. What is Jewel doing there? Like, what? That's a Disney person interacting with just a YouTuber, technically. But yeah. You see these patterns and it's like, whoa, like, how you start questioning and start building on it. Like, how did this happen? How this pattern emerged? It's like game of life is happening within you, and you're finding patterns of, like, unusual things in your life that you have to analyze. You have to figure out exactly how everything works, as long as it's, like, not harmful at the moment, right? When it's harmful, you have to just fix the problem. You have to tackle it. You can't just question it anymore. But if it's not harmful, you can try and deal with it, you know.
not just women, but to
That is interesting. He's trashing women now for not having intuitive capacity to deal with problems. I have to agree with that. I don't like women right now. They have not enough intuition to actually just pull me out of my misery. You know, I'm still fighting the entire world by myself. I don't have any relationships, no friends. And women don't even have the capacity to, like, see if they can help me in any way. and benefit from that. They don't even care. And that fucking sucks, bro. And you fucking have this incel generation, basically, so to speak, where life is so miserable you just get stuck. It's just impossible to make relationships, and women just don't care. They live in easy game mode. They have everything, it seems. They don't have to activate themselves and go into solving problems. Like, they just live their life, and it's like life is easy, they say. But they just forgotten that they have to play a role, you know, not just shit out babies, but like they have to play a much more important role of just saving life in general, continuing the generations of life and making people happy. They kind of forgetting that shit. Not every woman, but like everyone around me at least. Just disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, I'm dealing with the neighbors with a fucking crying child every single almost day, bro. Crying or just running around and making noise. This child is unhinged. It's a crazy person, but like it's 4 years old, but it's crazy. Like, people, children can be incredibly crazy and deal a lot of damage to society. They can be useless. And if you shit out a baby like that, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Holy shit. If women are making parasites, basically, like, all of us, now you know you're the problem. You just know you're the problem. Like, you have to be embarrassed and you have to work your ass off to at least kill off your parasite somehow, like remove it from the fucking system that we're living in here. And we're enjoying like freedom of like calmness. But no, I have to actually deal with a person who has just shitted out a parasite. But I also have to deal with my mom, who is turning into a parasite, who doesn't know that she has arms and legs and is able to interact with as much drama as I can. Like, it's unbelievable. At least with my help, she can do everything that I can do with my help. But she instead wants to pretend to be a demon, a fucking parasite, and just annoy the shit out of me. That's what she chose to do. So I have to now deal with 2 dramas all at once, and who knows how many more there are, because there's a lot of mysteries too. If the only things I know are the dramatic ones, then what is more behind the scenes going on? How many things I have to fight all alone, right? So, and it's like the biggest question is like, what the fuck are women doing? Like, they're degenerates now. Without them, the world just falls apart. They have to activate themselves, rightfully so, because now we have transitioned from consumerism into creating things and rebuilding things and making things better than they used to be. We have to organize things. Like, AI has been invented, but it hasn't been introduced in society properly. No one really knows how to use it. That's the whole problem. We can invent things, but we also have to invent the use cases. We can invent the new iPhone, but we have to actually give it to people for an actual meaning. It has to bring meaning to people's lives. It's not just has to be better and bigger and more powerful just to flex. If you're just flexing, you're deteriorating society that way. So he's on point. I like that he's on point. And even though I have to cut his reputation in half, he brings 1 point for himself. And I have to reset this whole thing because I ranted for so long. It's actually impossible to evaluate him this way as well, through the shaker. It's impossible because I get into a rant mode, meaning that the only way, like, if that's the only way, that's the only way. Like, we're doing the clicker instead. And nothing changes for Mark Passio because he broke the system. Fascinating. In fact, I'm going to give him 2 bonus points to start with. Holy shit, man. He understands. He tackled the first thing in the season, he tackles the exact problem that you need to know about. He wins. I take an L, actually. I criticized his introduction. it's not necessary. The introduction is not necessary. You can put it all the way in the end to relax, right? Like you're heading into like very complicated stuff. It's not supposed to be acceleration. You're supposed to be show excitement, and it's like, let's get to it immediately, and then you just kind of like roll over and show like you can buy this and you can do this and whatever you like. It's your personal preference, whatever fits the occasion. But like giving a 1 hour introduction to something, it pisses me off, okay? It's not like I had to find that gem, the gem of knowledge, and I recognize it as such of like, oh yeah, this is pretty fucking valuable. You completely understand the problem right now we're facing.
Because that's what most people do with most things that they don't like to hear. Their ego clicks on, they snap into ego mode, and then I don't want to hear anything else you have to say. And if you do that, once again, like I said, it's your funeral, the social.
Well, it is a complicated thing. Ego seems like a fucking simple word, but I kind of got in trouble for using it. So it doesn't seem simple anymore. Like, how do you explain ego to other people? If they just ask, what is ego? How will you explain it? And I know, personally, this is just how you feel about yourself, your self-esteem. But I still have to explain it more, right? And it's, how sure you are of yourself. How sure you are. Whether you can say something back to me, you can attack me back with your ego. Ego is just usually is being brought up when you are attacking the influence, you're attacking the speaker, you're trying to steal the spotlight. That is ego. The wish for a spotlight, it seems. So in the end, if we dig a little bit deeper, the definition of ego changes a little bit. It is self-esteem, but it's self-esteem against someone else. You're raising your self-esteem against someone else. You're trying to steal the spotlight. You're just trying to demolish the speaker. And this is happening over and over again. People are trying to do that on me. People are trying to raise their ego. And, well, I don't think they're successful, but it's up to them to figure it out. I mean, whatever weird change they want to happen in my life, do they want me to stop making videos? How will they know that? I don't know. They're just another form of follower in that sense. A follower who wants bad things to happen to me, but they have to wait for it. You know, they have to anticipate on the drama of just waiting. You know, you want bad things to happen to me? Oh, wait. Just wait a few fucking millenniums, you know.
Others about what you believe. I mean, like, I'm afraid of what these people say. Could you imagine me wanting to censor people's speech? What kind of a fucking weakling would somebody need to be?
Yeah, you just cut them off from your life. It's simple as that. But you don't, like, demonize and pretend that they are your enemy, that you have to fight against them. That's left versus right. It's nonsense that ends up in censorship. Very heavy censorship, because the only time I got a strike is when I talk about, you know, vaccines and COVID and all that shit, and that masks are pretty fucking stupid. They look pretty stupid. And the second time I got a strike is when I talked about elections, and apparently elections is a no-go zone. You're not supposed to talk about which is more favored to win, in a way. Or who should have won the debate, even. I don't even know. I don't even know the rules, bro. It's so complicated. Isn't supposed to be democracy, but no, it's a war zone, basically. You say the wrong thing, and banhammer to you, or a bunch of haters show up to try and, like, silence you in whatever way works. Try to cancel you. Try to get you out of your job or income, or the platform itself. Like, whatever it takes. And that's a weak way to solve problems if nothing crazy has happened. But if someone is, in fact, doing the same thing over and over again, silencing them doesn't do anything, you know. Bad. It's actually a good thing. You like, there's no reason to give this guy a platform anymore. There's no reason for this guy to have a spotlight. He's just saying the same thing over and over again, delivering the same type of content. What's the point of listening? Like, we listen to him to some point, we have to listen to other people too. We can't just get sucked into this wormhole. So this is where Mark Passio comes in, and he is still the speaker. The speaker, you know, with the fucking dumbass introduction. So unfortunately, he would have to get silenced if he gets too popular too fast. You know, it just is how it is. You have to accept that shit. It doesn't matter whether you would do it or not, whether you would do the right thing, the moral thing. You don't have the power. You don't control the platform. It's people decide, unfortunately, collectively, whether you can speak to them or not. So unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword, and you have to respect it on both ways. You have to respect the fact that it's kind of fucking pointless for people to fight each other and silence each other. But at the same time, if someone is doing the same thing over and over again, they probably deserve it anyways, and we can just move on.
No, I don't have time to debate morons. I put my information...
No time to debate morons, but that's like a cool thing to do. You know, and it's very easy too. It's very easy. You debate a moron, you turn them off, you get to control the silencing effect, and then you trash the shit out of everything they have said. And you review their speech, basically. You know, you have the control when you debating morons. Most of the time, unless they have the platform, and then it's fucking weird, isn't it? Everyone wants to be in control in that sense. It's very interesting stuff. Because, like, if you go to it, they do the same thing in mainstream media, right? Like, they change the way you have presented yourself. They cut you off, and they change everything about you. So I would trust Mark Passio to do it, because I don't think he's gonna, like, edit the video. He's too lazy for that. But we have seen this time and time again. Like, you take a moron and debate it, and it turns into a, you know, viral video every now and then, when the moron actually turns out to be very smart. Or entertaining. Either or, right?
Some unwanted conversation or debate with them. I'll speak with who I choose to speak with.
Yeah, but, like, fucking try. We're not asking for something crazy. I'm just asking for different things to be excited about this stuff. And so far, I just, like, have fallen apart from the topic, it seems. Like, come on, man. I want to go to the thing. I don't want introductions, bro. This was exciting. He's talking about, like, how females are kind of losing their intuitive potential to be able to help people. And technically, technology is at fault here. We're going to blame technology quite a bit on this one, because the distance matters. How distant we are from other people matters. Even if we're 1 kilometer apart versus 10 kilometers apart, that shit matters. The fact that you can meet a person and double check how they feel about you, this changes everything. For women, specifically for relationships and women, distance matters a lot. So, I don't know, bro. This guy's wasted my time, and I didn't. I didn't waste your time. That's the fucking difference. Pisses me off, man. Pisses me off that people do, in fact, by watching Mark Passio's video, fall under emotional mind control, or mind control in general. You know. Who's emotional about this type of content? Who fucking wants to, like, sit through all of this? Yes, you put it in the background, but for fuck's sake, if you're not doing that, if you can't find good creators to put in the background, you still have to have a mix of creators too. You can't just, like, relax and let Mark Passio ruin your day every now and then with 1 hour introductions. How do you fucking do this stuff? How do you operate? I mean, let me know. But this video is coming to an end. Let's see if there's a bonus meme because I love that shit. You know what the bonus meme is? It's outside of our range of Mark Passio, of course. Because where else the bonus meme would be if not outside? The bonus meme is this cognitive dissonance thing. Eric the Bee is trying to sound like very polite and very scientific, even though he fucking supposed to hate science for ruining flat earth movement. But like cognitive dissonance simply means you're stupid, you know, and you have high ego, like Mark Passio says. You have high ego. But this way is the worst way to put it. Like, I actually appreciate Mark Passio's insults because it actually simplifies the problem. People can actually find even worse ways to tell that you're stupid. My goodness. Being more polite on this matter makes things a lot worse. So, fuck it, but Mark Passio insults are also not that bad. So I complain about a lot of things, but in the end, I'm taking an L, and I actually fucking apologize, bro. I don't hate the content, I don't hate the idea. If he knows what he's talking about at the very special moment, I'll even gonna glitch him, because how the fuck does he know? How does he know the pattern of the feminine things being out of control when he doesn't even have a relationship to flex? You know, but that's usually how it works. When you don't have something, you know all about it. It's very interesting. So, yeah, that's the only way you can fix this broken man. But get a wife, bro. Like, get a life as well. We don't want to see another season of Mark Passio. I personally don't. All right? I want to see him a little bit happier and think that the world actually is sunshine and rainbows all of a sudden. Like, that would be so much better. But where is he gonna find his sunshine? I don't know. But if this actually gets interrupted by a woman, that would be fucking amazing, bro. If she intuitively picks up that, man, this guy is suffering right now, trying to fucking explain this insanity of how women are not doing their work. Like, a woman would be offended and just interrupt immediately, just fucking dox the shit out of Mark Passio like Jackson's got doxed. Fuck yeah, I want to see that. That is the best thing. But yeah, like, being polite and telling someone else you're stupid in some kind of fucking elaborate way. I mean, holy shit. Like, cognitive dissonance means that there are contradictory statements in your brain. But that is the contradictory statement. Like, what the fuck do you want to try and tell the person? You know, should you tell that they're stupid, or should you say that you have a cognitive dissonance? Which one would you choose? I choose less effort, my friends, because that way I can teach faster. That's the whole fucking point. That's the whole point why science kind of fails miserably often enough, because a scientist can do an experiment, get results, but how the fuck do we trust the scientist now? And the more effort the scientists put in, the more effort everyone else has to put in to figure the fuck out how the fuck he get results that we want to recreate. Like, it gets annoying really fast. I kind of want to watch a little bit of more of this.
Of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought.
Like, this whole video not supposed to even exist. It's like, you would do a lot better service by just saying, "Hi, you guys stupid," and just ending the video there. Or like, "Hi, you guys stupid, you think like you like cows but you also eat hamburgers, what a fucking loser." You would actually do much better impact to society by just doing that than whatever the fuck polite nonsense this is. Because he's offended because he wants to defend flat earth and people have contradictory ideas or something. Let's see where this goes, because it's a wonderful bonus meme after all. By the way, you're stupid. No. For watching my whole video. How dare you, bro? How dare you? Now I'll have to, like, give you a reward or something, and I don't have anything. Fuck, you're stupid, man.
The ability to entertain two contradictory ideas simultaneously.
What? How does that work?
experience.
Oh yeah, like of course, if you handle drama on both sides, if you allow both sides to have a fair fight, then you are in fact intelligent. It does require a lot of brain power to do that.
Who are able to
This would really help Mark Passio if he actually finds these morons who actually are worse than he is, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know how much worse these people are, that like insults are actually pretty cool if you do it the right way, if you don't overdo it, of course. If you don't try to like sugarcoat it in some weird flashy ways. Asinine nitpicker. I will always remember that, I guess. Not really. I don't want to. I would rather take ass nitpicker. Why asinine? I don't know what that means. But like inventing these weird insults, bro, like that doesn't help either. All right, just say it. They're stupid. They don't understand. Fucking listen better, bro. I know the people I am interacting here in Ignorito channel, and even in my card game complain video channel now that I left Hearthstone, I know these people just don't understand. Most of them don't resonate, but once I find someone who resonates, I mean, I focus on that, the fact that there is a smart person and he looks completely different from the stupid people, and I love that shit. All right? I don't just throw a bunch of insults. I don't need that. I just need to find one smart person who actually agrees with me.
taught that
Because if you disagree and don't like me, just move on. You don't have to interact with me. You don't have to spin my face. I am a nobody wasting your time trying to silence me and trying to attack my ego as well. Because I made a video. I don't want to see trash comments all over the place weighing my opinion down, telling that I'm mentally ill in some kind of capacity. You know, like, I don't need insults by any means. But simplifying that shit and saying you're stupid is the best way to go. There's no other way, right? There's nothing new under the insult category. No? It doesn't even work. I don't know how to even use the stupid phrase that he did at the start of the video. Fucking nothing new, bro. Well, nothing new is needed. You just call people stupid. And that should trigger them. You know, that thing alone is good enough. All right? Anyways, see you guys next time. Also, you can ask if a person feels... You can ask them a question, right? Do you feel like you're a good person or a bad person? Or a nothing. It's something in between, right? Like a neutral person. I feel like I'm a good person because everyone around me feels like they're just weighing me down. So I have to be a good person. I have proof in terms of clusters and clusters of feelings of like I'm not enabled to do anything valuable for myself. I can't work towards having a good life at the moment. But everyone is struggling, so I understand. But whoever says they're struggling, whoever's self-aware, I deem them they're a good person too. But you can ask anyone, and this is a good conversation starter as well. Instead of insulting people, you can just ask a question. That's pretty cool. You can definitely, you don't have to be politely insulting or creatively insulting people. You can do other things too. It's very cool, isn't it? You just can be busy and speak out loud, and all of a sudden you're talking to yourself out loud, and it's much more entertaining sometimes than attacking other people. Anyways, but you have to respond. People will attack you. You have to respond, of course, and kick their ass. That's because you have the power. On YouTube, if you release a video, only ants can crawl into the comment section, unless a YouTuber shows up and then, oh, oops. But most people don't even see the subscriber numbers, so everyone is a fucking ant, and you can treat them like shit. You know, do whatever you want. Play with ants. That's how I will treat you guys in the comment section. Thank you very much. Alright, now I have to go. I watched too much of this video that happened to be just an introduction. Thank you very much. Holy shit. Mark Passio is the best, man. At making me triggered and annoyed. So that's that. We have reviewed the entire season of Mark Passio. After all, I've reviewed 1/3 of the video that he will repeat over and over again. So I guess I have done it. I've figured things out. The vibe is clear. But yeah, the main problem are the females. We have to focus on them and put pressure on them because they're responsible for a lot of damages in the world. They don't want to take responsibilities. They just don't. They just feel like life is so easy. It's rainbows and sunshine and they can just do easy jobs and get away with that shit. But making life and making life happy is a difficult job and someone has to fucking do it. And I'm not happy right now. So fucking change that, stupid women. And calling me insult probably not gonna help, unfortunately. Yep.